We are into the first war, Itsu. It is Vanguard Gaming kicking us off with OP Builder.
Yeah, we see one of the most common strategies for the pros, which is Queen Charge Lalo. It's such a hard strategy to execute, but if you're good at it, it's really strong. And we see right now already the Tornado Trap rotating the blimp outside of the range of their Town Hall. And it's only getting close to it, and now we need to see, is this working? Is he raging? Is he trying to adapt? What is happening right now, Judo?
He's going to have to adapt. He had sneaky goblins in the battle blimp, meaning he did want it to the town hall, showing exactly what you said, Itsu, about defense being so important. The royal champion is able to target onto the town hall with the rage spell, but that is not where he wanted to use the royal champion, so already adaptation's taking place.
Yeah, but this is so cool about the pro level. Those guys are so good at adapting, and now we have those super minions in the clan castle, which are giving the team the queen a rough time to get through all of this. But luckily, the single Inferno Tower is still out of reach, and he can still place the king, which is now getting placed to push the queen into that single tower Inferno Tower compartment.
Ooh, he's got to be careful. He does use the freeze in time. I'm quite surprised. The name obviously suggests OP Builder. He is one of the builders for Vanguard Gaming, and he fell straight into the trap of the Tornado Trap by the Town Hall. He's got the Queen charging into the base, but with two Super War Breakers, I'm wondering if he can actually get them into the center of the base here. Oh, one of them goes to the north.
Yeah, one of them is going to the north. We always have to say,
no.
War Breakers tend to target walls from close compartments, but I feel like there was no building in this compartment, so kind of surprised by the wall breaker right there. But the queen now is once again in the next single Inferno Tower compartment, single Inferno Tower beam, so she needs to use the ability soon. The warden ability is getting used early for the combination of the headhunters and taking care of this enemy royal champion. And now we have a lot of base left for not too much Lalo, I would say. Lalo is, yeah, having a rough time.
Yeah, the difficulty was the queen switched the walls, and the scatter shot in the center is just one tile away from the queen's radius, meaning it is still standing. Fortunately, it actually locked onto the healers rather than the balloons, but I fear for OP Builder here. All of the balloons go down, queen is taking damage. It is going to be a 2-star, and he's just trying to get any last percentage he can, Itsu.
That's right. So we had a couple of things right now which did not work as planned. But something which I feel like is always underestimated is whenever you're sitting at home, it is quite easy to attack, right? But with knowing that thousands of players are watching your attacks, it's a little bit of a difference in the pressure level. So I feel like first, especially the new team has to come into the tournament, try to adapt to the pressure and see if they can... Okay, it's close, okay? Inferno Dragons are the new Electro Dragons of Clash of Clans, I would say, because Electro Dragons always depend on how stacked the core and the base overall is, because they're relying on those Electro Dragon chains. But Inferno Dragons, they're completely different. He's doing it right, using the Warden ability really early to protect the Loons and the Inferno Dragons from the early shots of this Eagle, because the Eagle is about to go down.
Certainly is, and I notice a couple of ground expos here as well. Very wise to be choosing an A strategy. I do notice that a couple of buildings are left at the other side of the base, but this attack certainly is a fast one. We are closing in on the 50%. There it is. 50% gets you a star, the town hall gets you a second, and 100% is the third star. Itsu, we still have over 2 minutes here, and he's got a lot of Inferno Dragons left up.
Yeah, and one thing which might surprise most of you out there is the skeleton spells. Like, why would you bring a ground spell with an air army? Like, this makes no sense. Maybe, maybe not, because with this you can tank the most important defense, which is scatters enemy heroes, and you can see this perfectly executed by Jack right now. He has 1 minute and 45 seconds left in this attack, and this base is crushed, and I feel like, did he even lose one of his Inferno Dragons? This is looking so overpowering. Just a crazy, crazy attack.
Wow, that is exactly what Hanoi Royal really needed to do. Put the pressure on Vanguard Gaming. So many troops left over. He had the Queen's ability. Very comfy. It is rare you see a time fail, and it does offer you the flexibility that even if a lot of your troops go down, you might still get it. And you pinpointed it exactly. It's Ramirez with the response, Inferno Dragons. But can he do it?
OP prediction. Okay, I have to be happy about that, but let's get started. And we have once again the Inferno Dragons and the Loons in the beginning. The Warden ability, as already said, you want to use that early. You want to get your Dragons, your Loons, everything as fast into the base as possible and block the first couple of shots of that Eagle. In addition to that, he can block the Scatter Shot, which is one of the key defenses for Town of 13 really early. And as you guys can see, Eagle is doing nothing, and Eagle is going to go down in a second. Now the skeletons to tank the Royal Champion, tank the Scatter, and this combination is just so strong. And you can see the top left Inferno Tower. It has no chance against all of those skeletons with the King and Queen behind.
Notice the freeze spells continually hitting the air sweeper, which is obviously pushing the Inferno Dragons back. As the battle blimp moves through, the sweeper fortunately moves to one of the Inferno Dragons to the other side. The battle blimp does get to the town hall, and it does look relatively good here. We've still got the hero abilities and a skeleton spell. Ramirez, a player with bags of experience. He has played for over 7 years, now getting himself into the esports scene. And is this the response that they needed? It looks fantastic here, Itsu.
Yeah, it's such a strong strategy. I already told you that, and we can see the Royal Champion still has her ability left. Queen still with her ability. This is looking like a crushing 3-star nothing, which has actually like a big impact on those heroes on this back, like the single Inferno Tower. All of this has been taken down early, and Ramirez is getting it back for Vanguard Gaming. This is what they needed after the start. And now it's once again on Hanoi Royal to get the pressure back on them. Oh, it was close, okay? It was close. I did say it's going to be at least one more Inferno Dragon attack. But yeah, let's take a look if it's once again as crushing as the first couple of attacks. We said it's one of the current strongest armies in the game. And this time we see he's not using the Warden ability right away because the Town Hall is waiting and the Town Explosion is dealing a ton of damage.
Absolutely, and for people watching at home, the attack does tend to follow a couple of key principles. An Electro Dragon to funnel on one side, the King and Queen on the other side, with that nice wide deployment of the Inferno Dragons and Balloons. A Stone Slammer is a good option if the Town Hall is early that you are going to hit it, but like you've seen in the last attack, if it's the opposite side of the base, that's where the Battle Blimp comes in, Itsu.
That's right, and normally you're trying to save at least one skeleton spell for the last Inferno Tower. That's what he's doing right now as well. He has the Rage spell left, and you guys can see it, like, there's nearly no chance for the defenses to handle all of those different troops. And it's just like a wave, slowly overwhelming the base, and exactly this is happening. He has Royal Champ ability once again, Queen ability once again, and like I said, if you right now want to pick up a strong air composition, air strategy in Clash of Clans, it is the Inferno Dragons. It is all the way, and it's crazy.
1 minute and 15 seconds to 3-star in max level base. Wow, that is how quick that strategy is.
And I feel like it's such a nice thing to have someone going first always. So let's see if this pressure is gone away for Vanguard Game, because there are already 2 attacks in. So this is the 3rd attack with Peng, and he's going with the Super Witches, or what I would say the Witch Hybrid, because Super Witches have a really big problem. And this big problem is time. Time is always really like not their biggest friend, I would say. And one of the things on how you can work around that are those witches. Witches on the outside, so they're not getting sent into the base, they're just getting used on that outside and making sure that cleanup is going on right away. And now we have the witches getting started into that town hall.
Only 30 seconds before the witches were deployed, so exactly what you said, Itsu. It is an attack that is very reliant on times. Interestingly, Peng prefers the Zap Lalo attack. That is his favorite strategy. So like you said, if any strategy can work on the correct base, he obviously felt like mixing it up for this one, using the Super Witches, but I do notice that they're getting a little bit caught up on that Hound. He'd already used the Grand Warden's ability because the Grand Warden went down, so the Super Witches power through. Fortunately, though, they aren't really impacted from the Giga Bomb due to their hit points.
That's right. That's something which is so powerful about the Super Witches. On nearly every single strategy, you need to use this Warden ability for the Town Hall. And this is so powerful about the Super Witches that you do not need to use the Warden ability right then. You can use it whenever you want because those Super Witches can survive that. Now we have the Super Witches getting slowly into that core. You can see the normal Witches on the outside. And now we're getting into the fun part about the strategy where it's getting really messy and it's all about the attacker keeping a cool head and making sure somehow this attack works.
Yeah, I was just about to say the Royal Champion had not been deployed, waiting patiently. There she comes from the southwest of the base. A very wise choice to clean up some of the defenses on that side. Whilst she might have been protected over a different side of the base, we have to be thinking about time. We are into the last minute, and notice that wizard over there as well, just cleaning up the buildings behind the Royal Champion. That is super important, and it's looking pretty good down to the end of the attack here. It's 90% and climbing with 40 seconds remaining. Another 3-star this will be for Vanguard Gaming, and despite missing the 3-star initially, they are fighting back and keeping the pressure firmly on Hanoi Royal.
This attack was so important for Vanguard Gaming, I think. Without having a 3-star in this situation as a team, players, and especially if you think you might get baited. So let's take a look at the next attack from Hanoi Royal. And I feel like Hanoi Royal today is just saying, let's get just everything in with those Inferno Dragons. They're right now, in our opinion, the strongest army out there. So let's just use them non-stop, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if it's working, why change it? And they are pushing into the base, but they do have a tornado trap catching them before the town hall. The Inferno Dragon's beauty, though, is they take that town hall down in a flash, and the Stone Slammer moving into the center of the base to take out that scatter shot is pretty important. A beautiful freeze catches the super minions, Archer Queen, and the multi-target Inferno. That is where the attack might look simplistic, but having the spells in the perfect position really pays off. And this looks, again, a very promising attack, Itsu.
That's right, Judo. We have the last splash damage building going down with that scatter. The Wizard Tower is not as scary as the Multi-Inferno Tower or the scatter to the Inferno Dragons. And we have, once again, that Queen ability still not used. So this was such a good attack. Once again, I feel like Hanoi Royal are just the masters of those Inferno Dragons. And maybe Vanguard Gaming did not count on them using so many Inferno Dragons, because I feel like so far it is the main weakness for those bases. So let's see if they just keep going with that, because I feel like so far Hanoi Royal is doing amazingly with those 3 Lalo. And we see 5 invisibility spells, which tells me, in combination with this blimp, we're going to see a Super Wizard blimp. What this means is he's trying to get those Super Wizards close to the Town Hall, opening up the blimp, making everything invisible, and those Super Wizards are going to wreck everything.
He is off to a good start here. Notice how he keeps the Super Wizards in the compartment behind the Town Hall. That is so critical, because it means they are not vulnerable to the Giga Bomb. I really like that. A brilliant start. Even lures some of the Clan Castle there. Might not be exactly what he wanted, but let's see how he finishes this one off. Prince of Dubai, the captain of Vanguard Gaming, aiming to keep the pressure on here, Itsu.
That's right, and he's going to get into all of those multi-inferno towers, which means there is not too much damage for those heroes. Those heroes are kinda having a bad day against single inferno towers, but multis, that's no problem whatsoever. The Ice Golem is tanking over there as well, helping for the king to still stay a little more healthy, and the Royal Champion is not even deployed yet, so this is going to help the push even further into the base. The first wall break is hitting that wall, giving access to this enemy Eagle, and this is looking really good so far.
It certainly does, because he takes out a multi-target Inferno, or he should in a moment, from the Queen. The Eagle as well, like you said. The Royal Champion now from the left-hand side is going to get another multi-target Inferno. But also look at the Air Sweepers. They are both pointing down to the south of the base, and there is nothing left. So the Lava Loon can swoop behind the Air Sweepers. However, the Eagle Artillery does still stand, Itsu, and so does the enemy Archer Queen.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if you got everything which you went for in this one. That's kind of always the risk in going with those Lalo attacks, because there are so many things that could go wrong. And now we have the minions, the loons, and the hounds are getting started. The headhunters need to be placed on this enemy queen, but this means there are no headhunters left to get the enemy royal champion. So the Lalo now is getting into that base. The queen is taken down. And now the royal champion, you can see it on the top right side of your screen. She is taking down every single loon. And we can see this. This is a really low percentage attack, and this might be already the decision. Really not happy to say this, but this is not looking like the attack we were wishing for Vanguard Gaming.
Oh, he just didn't get quite enough from the hero dive. I was saying it was a good thing to find the Tesla farm down there because it meant he didn't have to deal with it with his Lalo. But was that the difference maker? That meant he didn't quite get into the Eagle, get the Archer Queen, a 76% 2-star. And that means they now trail, hypothetically, 2 stars from Hanoi Royal. If Hanoi Royal get the 3-star in the next attack, and from there it's to like
Royal, as you said, this one's going to be important about for the last couple of attacks of this match, because if that triple is looking pretty damn good.
It certainly is, and I think it always comes down to the situation as well. And at this moment, Vanguard needed 3 stars. It doesn't matter what percentage were, because in this situation, Hanoi Royal are smashing in the 3 stars, and you were right with your prediction, Itsu. We now have the Queen Charge Hybrid, Troc Paris, a very well-known player within the community, starting down to the left-hand side of the base with the Queen Charge directly in towards that scatter shot. And let's see how far he's going to aim the Queen in here. He does have another Super Wall Breaker, which means he might be trying to get all the way to the center.
Yeah, but he needs to be careful with this air defense. The air defense is not that easy to reach for that queen in the town compartment, and the healers are kind of weak to air defenses, I would say. So this needs kind of a little bit luck for the queen to step right, but it feels like she's going to the top side. Now he's freezing at that perfect moment the single Inferno Tower, and now he's starting right away with this hybrid to push everything into that town hall, and this so far is looking pretty good. Perfectly handled the enemy clan castle with poison and freeze. This is exactly how you handle those super minion in the defending clan castle. Really nicely done.
Absolutely, and Troc Paris even was facing the enemy queen at that moment as well. So the coordination to start the deployment of his hybrid down to the 6 o'clock area of the base and yet keep his queen alive was absolutely brilliant. Hybrid moving all of the way through, but we do have 2 multi-target Inferno Towers that are going to do a lot of damage. He still has 1 heal spell, no doubt for that back-end scatter shot after they get through the multi-target Infernos. And what a super wall break to the top area of the base, giving the queen access to the Eagle and the northern compartment. Hybrid moving through with the Royal Champion ability still. Can he do this one, Itsu, and keep the 3-star streak alive for Hanoi Royal?
This is looking so good. The scatter should go down any second now with the Royal Champion ability. He has over like nearly 1 minute left, so this is looking like a crushing next 3-star. Hanoi Royal is going into this match to win the entire thing, and this is what we can see right now. So the prediction of Carbon Thin was so far really, really nicely scouted, because Hanoi Royal are on fire.
The Vietnamese team, Hanoi Royal, has been on point. And here we go, finishing off in style. That is how you do it, Itsu. It is the lightning spells, the so-called zap strategy into Lava Loon with 2 Ice Hounds as well. I'm looking forward to seeing this one.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm such a huge fan of those Ice Hounds. They're so strong, and they're giving you so much more to the army composition, especially if there are any important buildings next to those air defenses, like the town hall or a multi-inferno tower, which we can see on this base. So really good choice, but let's see if it's going to be the same case as in the first attack, where the plan was really good looking, but the execution just did not work out. So far he got everything he wanted to go for. He got both inferno towers on the left side with some nice combinations of lightnings and the Royal Champion ability, and now it's all about pushing into that scatter, pushing into that enemy Royal Champion, and getting the Eagle on that back end as well, I think.
I really like the little touches here, just sending that minion into the left-hand side, knowing it's going to have a long time through the storages. That is... Oh, right as I say that, the scatter shot locks on. But anyways, little things like that really make the difference at this level. It's unfortunate the queen is walking around here, though, Itsu. The king will get the eagle. Oh, she goes back in. Oh, no, she doesn't. Oh, my word, how unfortunate. Let's find out if he can deal with this. A Tesla farm does pop to the left-hand side, but he does have the ice hounds moving through, and he should be able to get past that relatively quickly.
Take a look at this clan castle. There are so many archers in there, and he on purpose did not deploy the warden just yet. He wants to have all of those headhunters running into that poison, and now the warden ability to protect everything going into that town hall, and especially protecting his warden. A really nice lightning onto the enemy headhunters to make sure they're going down, but he missed just one headhunter, sadly.
Yeah, and he's now going to struggle in the center. The balloons are out of the stone slammer. A perfectly timed freeze will allow the balloons in towards that compartment. He still does have an ice hound. He needs it to pop and freeze the multi. Oh, perfect timing. Can the balloons take that down? He could still get this, Itsu. Oh my goodness, I think he might.
Yeah, I think he might get this with the Inferno Tower not having the most hit points and the loons approaching this last Inferno Tower. So this should be a 3-star if time is not an issue. We have the king at the top left side. And you might now wonder, like, Itsu, why is the king important? The king is one of the most annoying defenses to take down in this cleanup. And you can see the minions are just stuck on them. So this is 20 seconds left. 2 buildings left. Can he take this down to make sure that Vanguard Gaming is at least getting this 13 stars to keep the dream alive? And this is definitely looking like it. The last building is about to go down, and this is Pingu getting the 3-star in for Vanguard Gaming. So great attack, really nice execution on this Lalo, and really the world champion tomorrow. This is not an easy thing to do. So let's take a look at what strategy is going to be. It is going to be another Queen Charge hybrid attack from Hanoi Royal.
Well, he only needs the 1 star and 52% to get this one. So I would like to think Hanoi Royal are going to finish this one off, but they want the 3-star. They want to finish off strong, really put the world champions on edge. A beautiful queen charge in towards the eagle. Notice the town hall luring in that area as well, looming rather. Meanwhile, the queen is going to take a little bit of time before she moves further into the base, and he's just patiently waiting here. There she goes towards the town hall. Perfect start here for Russell.
This is so good that he's not taking care of this one builder hut, because this builder hut is going to lure over the queen to the top side, and then most likely she's going for this archer tower to go into the compartment, but instead the king is closest, so she's going for the king. But going to the sweeper like this most of the time isn't the best decision, so I thought it would be a pretty nice touch not going for this builder hut, but it seems like either way the queen now has a lot of damage on her. But the next wall break, take a look at this wall break, Judo. This is genius, opening up the entire base. Now the queen has access to both scatters. This wall break was just insane, Judo.
I cannot believe that the super wall breaker was that perfect. You can see the queen now has access to both scatter shots, even gets the tornado trap as well, which is pretty good, especially when using hog riders. We see the queen moving through the middle. She's not quite going for the scatter shot, but the royal champion is hybrid down to the bottom of the base. He does have all of the inferno towers, but his king, queen, and royal champion ability, alongside a bunch of other troops to adapt here, Itsu. Can he finish off strong and get the 3 stars and a perfect wall for Hanoi Royal?
The Royal Champion is closing in on the last couple of defenses. The bomb tower at the bottom side, though, this is going to be kind of scary for those hogs and those miners, but this is looking so good. The queen ability still not used. Just a couple of defense on this back end. And Judo, I think, just in the first match we had on this tournament, we already see the perfect war for Hanoi Royal, and they are looking so strong with their Queen Charge Hybrid, with their Inferno Dragons, and Russell from Hanoi Royal is getting it done. 40 seconds left, queen ability not used. This is a 3-star all day long.
GG is all we need to say right now. What a performance. Alternate attacks will have been watching this, and Hanoi Royal getting the perfect war, showing their diversity of attacks. What a performance. They move on to tomorrow's matchup. Fantastic war to start us off. Commiserations to Vanguard Gaming, new pro scene into this tournament. And I am excited to see what happens with them moving into the future, Itsu. But what a performance by Hannah Royal.
Yeah, this was just perfect, I would say. Like, they used the Inferno Dragons in the beginning, then just to